organizations who then in turn re-lend that money and administer those funds as quote microloans. These can be as small as $500. Used to be a maximum of $35,000. Now there's a maximum loan amount of $50,000 through the SBA microloan program. Generally, we're talking about people that maybe are just a little bit below the standard of what a lender might like to see with regard to maybe a regular SBA guaranteed loan. Maybe they have a little bit of a challenge with their credit. Maybe it's a business that hasn't been in existence for long, or maybe even a startup business. Maybe it's an industry that banks aren't typically familiar with. That might be a great candidate for an SBA microloan. A little bit more about the 7A program, the guaranteed loan program, which is essentially what I want to cover in the most detail here in my last probably minute and a half, right, Patrick? Yeah, okay. So we can guarantee, typically we're going to guarantee 75% of a loan made by one of these participating lenders. We now have a maximum loan available under this program of $5 million. It used to be $10 million, but that went up as a result of the Jobs Act. Average SBA loan amount maybe is $300,000. There's no minimum loan amount. If the loans are $150,000 or less, we can actually guarantee 85%. So naturally, by providing that guarantee, the idea is we're hopefully enticing our participating lenders, or maybe motivating them to extend just a little farther than what they would typically be comfortable with as far as looking at a loan submission. So the kinds of things that they might be challenged by would be things like a new business, or a business that doesn't yet have a history of earnings. Maybe a proposal that involves collateral, but there's not enough collateral there to adequately secure the loan. Or maybe you're somebody that needs 10 years to comfortably repay an equipment loan, but the lender that you're dealing with can only provide 3-year financing on that. Those would all be situations that might be a good fit for the SBA guarantee program. Again, we're allowing the lenders to somewhat expand their horizons in terms of the kinds of transactions they can get involved with, and so ultimately you're going to be able to access financing that wouldn't otherwise be available, and the lenders are going to be able to provide loans to you, a potentially viable customer that they wouldn't have otherwise been able to provide. So it can be a win-win situation. A little bit more about parameters of the program, and without going into a lot of detail, there are some nice features to the SBA framework. We can provide longer maturities than typically available. For example, commercial real estate would go out to 25 years. These are going to be fully amortizing loans. Machinery and equipment, typically 10 years, fully amortizing. Change of ownership transactions can be financed with this program, and that can be 10-year financing typically. Even working capital can be financed over 7 years with the SBA program. There's a guarantee fee associated with the SBA program. It typically ranges between 2 and 3.5% of the guaranteed portion of the loan. That's typically going to be financed or rolled into the transaction so that you're not going to have to pay out of pocket. And in terms of pricing, there's no real advantage with the SBA program as far as interest rates, but the interest rates are going to be reasonable. Usually they're going to be based on the prime rate with a maximum of prime plus a spread of 2 3/4%. And prime continues to be, I think, 3 1/4. So you're talking about a starting rate with an SBA loan of about 6%. I had prepared a slide presentation. I was going to show you guys who's getting SBA loans so that you kind of get a feel for the different kinds of businesses that are getting SBA loans. So can you see that? I can't see it, but believe me when I say that there are a variety of different kinds of businesses that benefit from this program. Service businesses, retail businesses are still kind of the standard in the SBA world, but we're also talking about light manufacturing and technology, and a lot of professional practice types of businesses are benefiting from this program as well. Who's making SBA loans, I think, is an interesting one too. So with that, there you go. As I said, a lot of lenders are participating. I think it's interesting to look though at who's very active in the program, and with that, again, I I'd be happy to share that detailed information with you folks, but suffice it to say that if you've got a lender already that makes business loans, makes small business loans, more than likely they're authorized to participate in the SBA program, and if they're not able to provide you with what you need conventionally, have that conversation with them as far as, hey, what if we pursue this SBA program that guy was talking about at the Kirkland Library? Would that make a difference for us? So keep that in mind. Again, I'm happy to chat with you guys when we have our networking session, and thanks again, Patrick, for the opportunity to be here.
Thanks for coming.
All right.
As you